Everybody, Tim here with tonight's episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 7, Episode 13, Homeworld. So this is a pretty good episode. It's a decent one. It's a little bit reminiscent of First Contact? Is that the one where they have the holographic, like, duck blind and stuff? So for this one, we finally get to meet Worf's, like, foster brother, or adopted brother, whatever. We met his adopted parents earlier, and then we saw his mom a second time, and then now this is the first time that we met his brother. And so his brother has been, like, undercover living with this alien species, and it turns out that their planet is about to explode or whatever. They're all about to die. And Picard says that he cannot intervene because of the Prime Directive. Which, first of all, I want to stop there. How many times has he broken the Prime Directive to save planets that they didn't even know they were about to die? He just like, oh, we're going to push this asteroid, and now they're okay. So this episode right there, it's a little like, really? So anyways, the Enterprise is like, I'm sorry, we can't do anything. Prime Directive, hands are tied, bye-bye. Well, Worf's brother has decided that that's not good enough, and he beams the people aboard the Enterprise without telling anybody and puts them in the holodeck. And so, of course, Picard loses his shit, and the brother says, well, you know what we can do is have them use the holodeck to kind of navigate through these tunnels, and we'll take them to an M-class planet, and when we get there, we'll drop them off with the holodeck so it looks the same, and they'll never know. Which, it's kind of a dick move, but it makes sense. And that's also basically the premise of Star Trek Insurrection in a nutshell. So it's kind of interesting. So Worf goes down with his brother, and this is, he doesn't have all of the Klingon taken off, because we never really see him, like, from the forehead up, but we see him out of his Klingon makeup, which technically that's the second time. We saw Michael Dorn on the Captain's Holiday episode, and Risa just kind of sitting in the background talking to some girl. But this is the first time we've seen Worf himself without the makeup, and then we'll see it again when he joins Deep Space Nine, and a great episode. And then so Worf's like, why are you doing all this? And it turns out that his brother is like kind of married, engaged, whatever, seeing a woman that's part of this species, which it's kind of interesting. She's played by Penny Johnson-Gerald, I think. So this is her first time in Star Trek. She goes on in Deep Space Nine to play Cassidy Yates, Sisko's wife, girlfriend. And then some of you probably know her as Dr. Claire Finn in the Orville. So it's kind of interesting to watch her like move through these sci-fi shows. So overall, this is an interesting episode. It's not great, it's not bad. Personally, I think they do better in Insurrection, where the stakes are a little higher. But I mean, you got 45 minutes to do this whole plot of moving an entire species. Oh, and so one of the people, like the record keeper, finds out, he accidentally stumbles out of the holodeck and ends up killing himself because he can't live with the knowledge that his people have moved and that all of this is going on, but his race is not advanced enough, so he does this ritual suicide. That was a really kind of heartbreaking scene, especially watching him try to get through 10 forward, and everybody's freaking out and like, hey, what's going on? And who is it? It's Riker and Troy basically have to tell everybody to back off and try to help this guy. So the acting in this episode is superb. It's a lot to do in 45 minutes, which is why I think they do better in Insurrection. So for those who have seen this one, go ahead, let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Let me know what you think about the plot of moving everybody in a holodeck, and Insurrection, which is coming up pretty quick. Go ahead, let me know what you think about seeing Penny Johnson-Gerald, again, as Cassidy Yates and then Claire and Orville. And then go ahead and let me know what you think about seeing Worf's brother. I mean, we've seen his parents, now we've seen his brother. So go ahead and let me know about all of that. Worf is, after Data's family, Worf is probably the second biggest family, because we have the Klingon side and the human side. So go ahead, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you guys for everything, and I will see you guys next time for Sub Rosa.